How's it going, fellas? Got another land battle replay for you, and it's actually going to be another Lizardman versus Chaos Dwarf matchup. As you guys saw from a recent video where Tequila Sunset did fantastic on the Lizardman, and the Chaos Dwarves arguably didn't have that great of a build. This time I like theirs more, and no surprises, they play by JMG, so it makes sense. JMG brought Zhatan the Black. That's the specific part that I like about him. About it. Zhatan the Black is not a great lord, if I'm being honest. I think he's objectively one of the worst lords on the Chaos Dawi roster, and one of the worst legendary lords in general. Not like bottom tier soap trash like Gorst is in multiplayer, but I don't think he's good at all, and he's only really saved by one valuable item, this Disc Snare. And as you guys know, nets are extremely overpowered in this. So in Warhammer Total War, so it makes a lot of sense. It's very useful in a matchup like this where you have a lot of high value targets on the Lizardman side, like say Troglodyons or the Colossodon Hunters, Croxagores, any Slan, any slippery Slan, etc. So it can be very, very useful. Anyways, let's go over the armories real quick. For the Lizardman side, we're going to have a Slan Mage Priest of Death with Spirit Leech and Fate of Buna. No surprise there. And also the Statue of Spite, the 3 combo, as you guys saw before in the other matchup. Skink Skirmishers for our front line. I mean, for our, for our front line, for our skirmishing side. No surprise there. Cheaper than the Chameleon Stalkers, and you don't really need the stock ability for this matchup. They're perfectly fine as is. And more numbers, you get the more skiing skirmishers you have from saving with the money you save from not buying the skirmishers. That means more volleys, more volley of fire. And as you guys know, volley of fire is incredibly important. So incredibly important. For the rest of the army, we're going to have 2 Troglodyons, one being the Pale Death ROR. I absolutely love Troglodyons. I think they can be extremely great at picking off large targets slowly. I have a game on Turn's channel where I used him against, I think against Dark Elves, picking off their Scourge Runner chariots, and they do really, really good if you just micro them correctly. I hate, obviously, that they suffer from Rampage, Feral Rage, but what can you do? CA hates my poor little Troglodons. Whatever. But yeah, they're great. I'm not sure what with where they fit against the Chaos Dwarfs, because typically you aren't going to see many large targets to pick on. Aside from maybe on the off chance that they bring Centaur Renderers, but we'll see what their application is in this game. Infantry wise, we're going to have a bunch of Skinks, no surprise, very cheap. We're going to have some Kero Cold ones for that AP, 2 on each side. And the Ripperdactyls, one being the ROR Colossal Hunters, as you guys know from that that video that I was talking about. They're one of the best RORs in the Lizardman roster, if not the best, and just great for overall dealing with any large target they can get on. For the Chaos Dwarf side, we're gonna have Zhatan the Black, as you guys saw. He just has his net ability. That is it. We have a Demon Smith Sorcerer who is got just Final Trans, just to punish any big ol' Saurus blobs, Skirmisher blobs, etc. And Goblin Laborers for the front line. Did I just see an Orc Laborer? No, I didn't. Yeah, I actually do see an Orc Laborer. 1 on the side, 2 on this, 1 on each side, and front line of Goblin Laborers with Blunderbosses up front. That's a lot of Blunderbosses. Holy crap, that's 4 Blunderbosses. 3 Hobgoblin Archers and 3 Fireglaves. I doubt the Fireglaves will do great, but because they've been really disappointing lately. I'm not sure what CA has done to them, but these cool ass units, these super cool looking units, just so underperform I feel a lot of the times, but at least as of recent. But hopefully they do well. The Chaos Dwarf has brought a lot of ranged, and let's see how this goes. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit while the Lizardman side comes over. The Troglodyon's gonna take a shot into those Blunderbusses. Do actually pretty nice damage. Wow, taking out 9 freaking models with that shot. My god, that is incredible. And the Blunderbusses can do nothing about it. It was just the Fire Glaives who could punish it. Wow, I did not expect that to do as well as it did. That's incredible, huh? Now I know what other prime targets there are for the Troglodons. So just gonna speed up a little bit while both sides get in position. Troglodon is gonna try to sneak over, get another shot in, but the Chaos Dwarf player is aware this time. Again, it is JMG, so he does know what he's doing. Oh, is that another? No. Yeah, the Pel Def was gonna come over and take a shot in, but you don't think otherwise because the Fire Glaives turn around immediately and spot it. And the Troglodon, the Pel Def gets punished a little bit, not a whole lot. I mean, what is that? Yeah, it's a pretty decent chunk of damage. 700, 800 health. Gonna get another volley in as well. Just gotta be careful. I mean, oh, I didn't even go over. Yeah, I actually did. Yeah, we have no healing for the Lizardman side. I, for some reason, thought I didn't go over the Slants spells, but yeah, we have no healing to top off the Pel Death. So the Lizardman player just has to watch out with these Troglodons. They're very, very expensive. This one's gonna get another shot into the Blunderbusses, do a pretty good amount of damage again. Is this the same Blunderbuss as before? No, actually, this is better. It does 11 freaking models. Wow, that's really nice. But it takes some Fireglaive and Hobgoblin Archer fire in return. The Pel Def, did he get rampaged? Yeah, he got rampaged. Cold Blood to get him out of that rampage. He took a lot of damage there from that Fireglaive and those Hobgoblin Archers. The Lizardman player has to be really careful. Lots of Hunters are going to come in, try to get on those Fireglaves. They do have NT large though, so this might not be great. We're going to get a Fate of Bune on top of them, but yeah, those Closet Hunters, I'm pretty sure they're just going to be dead here. They are about to get wiped. The Fireglaves are getting attacked by the Feral Code ones, but they are now rampaged from the fire, and these Blunderbusses are also shooting into them. Those Code ones are going to be gone very soon. Same with the Colossal Hunters. This is a very, very bad trade for the Lizardman side, though one Fireglaive is practically ready to rout. But yeah, the Colossal Hunters are gone, and that is such a big, expensive loss there. The Blunderbusses need to be pulled away from this. They are being attacked by skinks and losing models. They do not need to be losing models at all. They do not need to be. Fireglaves turn around, start shooting into these other Riperdactyls who are also getting shot by Hobgoblin Archers. This amount of firing, this amount of ranged from the Chaos Dwarf player, I did not think it would. I wasn't sure how it would pan out, but my god, it is punishing the Lizardman players so severely. Feral Code ones are going to come in here, get on top of the Goblin Laborers, and try to push past and actually get on top of the Blunderbusses, get them to stop shooting. The JMG needs to pull back these Blunderbusses so they're not stacked up on each other and being obstructed. The Pel Def has come back. He still has 2,600 health. Very nice. We should be able to get some chunky shots into these Blunderbusses. We are going to get a Final Transmutation overcasted. We're going to do quite a bit of damage, and we'll see how that goes afterwards. But those Riperdactyls have shattered. On the right side flank, we're going to have things going a little bit better. The Blunderbusses got routed. They have 20 models left. Goblin Laborers tied up by Skink Skirmishers. We're going to have another Fate of Buna on top of these Blunderbusses. The Goblin Laborers got eviscerated, but Zhatan the Black still stands. Yeah, these Goblin Laborers just having a hard time. These other Goblin Laborers have been routed off by the Feral Troglodon, especially with the help of... having routed off by the Feral Troglodon, yeah, especially with the help of Skink Skirmishers. I don't know why I had to try to correct myself there. Feral Code one's coming over to try to finish them off as well. Fireglaves tied up by Skinks. That's good. Skinks tying up range units. That's what their job is supposed to be. And also, these Hobgoblin Archers are also tied up by Skinks hordes as well. They need to pull those guys back or pull these Fireglaves back so the Chaos Blunderbusses can shoot into the Skinks, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I would definitely have these Blunderbusses force fire into those Skinks to get them off, but there's so many Skinks here that it's just gonna be real trouble with trying to get your ranged units to fire this time. Zhatan the Black, has he used his net yet and I just missed it? No, he still has two. We're gonna have an overcasted final transmutation on the slam, gonna do a bit of damage. We're gonna have a spirit leech as well on these blunderbusses in return, along with the blood statue of spite, which is pretty much gonna finish off those blood. Pretty sure it's gonna finish off those blunderbusses. We're gonna have some cold ones run over and get on top of the hobgoblins, do a little bit of damage here. Over here on this side, Feral Troglodyte is coming back. Skinks are finishing chasing off some goblins. Same with these skinks as well, actually chasing off the hobgoblin archers. These blunderbusses are being unfortunately chased by skink skirmishers. Not great in melee, 28-32. They might still beat the skink skirmishers, but they know if they were at full health maybe. But the skink, yeah, they only have 32 models, while the skinks have 100 and practically full HP. These fire gleams need to be pulled back, and actually they are. They're being pulled over to start shooting at the skink cohorts, but yeah, unfortunately their AP shots are just going to be wasted. Actually, they're going to shoot towards the Troglodon now, but I think it's kind of fruitless. They will do a decent chunk of damage, but the skink cohorts will get on them before they even get more than one volley off, and that spells doom for that side. Over here, we do have a little bit of opportunity. Zhatan is fighting. Nope. Actually, his fire glaives are gone now because of another Sechuet and Spirit Leech. So Zhatan is kind of left by himself over here. I bite my tongue. Demon Smith is trying to snipe out this land, probably doing a little bit of damage here and there. I can't tell what the value because of all the spells casted, but overall 800 value, not too shabby. But yeah, these goblin laborers are going to be leaving here soon, thanks to the skinks. And Zhatan, he's trying his best, man. 37 kills, 300 value. He hasn't even used his snares. Has he forgot about the snares? Or I guess there hasn't really been an opportunity. The snare has very limited range, 20 meters. Yeah, they have to be really close to it. If the some fire glaives are still up, then he would have an opportunity to use it. Or an opportunity to punish the a unit being caught by it, but he really doesn't. He has some hobgoblin archers coming back. These skink skirmishers, but they do have a little bit of missile resistance, I believe. No, that's chameleons. That's chameleon skinks. But yeah, they'll win that trade. There's barely any hobgoblins left. 36 models, and there you go. They're starting to rout. We even have some feral code ones coming back as well. But yeah, I don't know what's the balance of power. This should be a lot more in favor of the LZM side. It's practically over. Just gonna speed it up here. There's nothing really Zhatan the Black can do. He's just not great. He's very slow, not awesome melee combatant. We are gonna get another final transmutation casted over here on the Troglodon, but it's not gonna save the day. That Demon Smith Sorcerer is finished, and I think once that Demon Smith Sorcerer is finished off or broken, that'll solve the balance of power problem. There goes Zhatan the Black, Spirit Leech, and it is over. So that was a really good game. No surprise there. I mean, seeing two Troglodons brought against Chaos Dwarves, I wouldn't expect that to be such a smart move, or rather, I wouldn't expect that to have paid off, because when I think of Troglodons, I mean, they have bonus versus large in their missile strength, and typically those single target missile attacks from monstrous entities like that don't have a lot of splash damage. But surprisingly, they did fantastic there with the few shots they got into those blunderbusses. Picked off quite a few models that could have been really important late game. That just has to do, I think, a lot with the fact that the blunderbusses and fire glaives tend to have a tighter formation. You want to keep them in a more blocky formation so they can turn quicker. But unfortunately for GMG, that Troglodon splash attack from its splash attack is punishing that. So it got a lot of value off those shots. Speaking of value, the Feral Troglodon, the Dread, the ROR got really severely punished. He only had 200 value. Yeah, just Bjorn just kind of kept poking and prodding with that Pell Death, and it just did not pay off. The Fireglaves were on point waiting for it to come in every single time, and it just got pounded. It did okay. It's just, yeah, not even close to its value paid back. 1600 value, however, on the normal Feral Troglodyte. Really good value. I mean, as you guys saw yourselves, it picked off valuable models off of these very important ranged units that needed to be up and healthy for most of the game. Otherwise, JMG was going to lose that because that's where all his value is in all his guns. So yeah, the Troglodyte did fantastic. It probably tear routed some goblins as well. It chased down any routing units. It just did really good there. 2400 value on the Slime Mage Priest. Either. Oh yeah, I was thinking of the Demon Smith Sorcerer. I was gonna say that's weird considering the value I saw earlier, but now I was thinking of the Demon Smith Sorcerer. Yeah, 2400 value on Bjorn. A lot of really good Spirit Leeches and Fate of Bunas. No surprise there. Splat Statue of Spite also doing great there. Again, another reason why these spells are just meta, unfortunately. They're just so incredibly good, can easily punish these high elite infantry or ranged units. It just really sucks for Fireglaves and Blunderbosses. Only 72 value on the Closet Hunters. Yeah, they just didn't really have a place here in this match. Too many ranged units. They didn't have any opportunity to use those fantastic stats and bonus versus large and really good AP. If they jumped on any target like the Fireglaves or the Blunderbosses, one of the many ranged units would have just turned around and started shooting at it. Though maybe that could have been that could have been foreseen, and the cold ones could have been sent in first before the Colossal Hunters and the Ripperdactyls. So the Feral Cold ones would have gotten on maybe 4 of the Blunderbosses, or maybe on the Fireglaves and some of the Blunderbosses, while the Ripperdactyls helped as well. But even then, it's a tough call. You know, there's just so many units you have to time it perfectly, and JMG is always watching out for that stuff. So, sorry, I'm losing my voice here. I gotta speed it up. Feral Cold ones did good, or did okay, rather. 300. I'm saying good before I even look at their value, and yeah, they did okay. They did their job, I suppose. They're just very cheap AP, fast cav. Skiing Skirmishers did good as well. Seeing a skiing cohort with 200 kills is always funny. Yeah, Zhatan, he just blows. I mean, if you're not using his net, if you don't have any opportunities to use his net, then he's a useless lord most of the time. But he is cheap. I don't know if he's the cheapest lord in the Chaos Dwarf roster. I'm assuming not. I think probably a Sorcerer Prophet is, or maybe the Overseer. I think if you strip down the Overseer, it might be even cheaper. But if you're gonna take a useless melee lord, I might as well bring the one that has the net. 1,000 value on Demon Smith Sorcerer. Got some pretty good final transmutations, though wasn't able to blob punish much. Like one was used specifically on chest, finishing off the Pell Death. But maybe it's hard to say. There wasn't a lot of valuable targets there. A lot of valuable bunched up units. One could argue just use them on the Feral Cold ones and the Skinks together to get them out the field, but they're just gonna come back and and it's kind of wasted on them. So I understand, but yeah, they still got 1,000 value. Did good. 900 value on the Fireglaves, 1,200 on these. Only 1,100 on this one, but it got one with just one kill. So I'm guessing this is the one that probably either finished off the Pell Death or did most of the damage into it. Either that or the Ripperdactyls. Though I think, yeah, I don't know, it was either one. because I know the Clausen Hunters are not 1100, and I know the Pale Death isn't either. Probably just some shared value. Blunderbusses did fine as well, aside from these last two, 500 here and 100 here, or 600 here and 100 here. This one arguably doing decent. This one just wasn't able to do much. Probably got punished very, very quickly by Feral Cold Ones and Ripperdactyls and whatnot. Everything else did fine. 800 value on these Hobgoblin Archers, that's funny. But yeah, solid game. It's a different approach from our last game, and it's nice seeing the different takes that both players can take for both factions. It's hard, I think. I think it's really, really tough for Chaos Dwarfs, but I always like to see any theory crafting that Chaos Dwarf players can do. I mean, these two are probably, honestly, my favorite factions in Warhammer Fantasy. Don't love how the Chaos Dwarfs exactly play in the Warhammer multiplayer, but it still doesn't stop me from loving seeing them go up against each other or seeing them in battles. So hopefully we'll see this matchup again soon and see what else people can come up with. I know JMG is a very smart player, and so is Bjorn. So I mean, as you can see, the two Troglodytes. So it'll be interesting to see what other builds are brought up. But yeah, great game. See you guys next time. Bye bye.